As everybody knows, on Thursday, Christy Gnome was fired. She was fired from her post at Homeland Security. She's going to go run this thing Trump is calling the Shield. But her failures had become too much for Donald Trump. He had wanted her gone since at least December, and he waited until the heat off of Minnesota cooled down a little bit, and then he fired her. He's replacing her, of course, with somebody so much worse, Mark Wayne Mullen, the most redneck-sounding name ever, sorry. But anyway, she's not the only one. Because what's really fun about the news from Thursday is that before Christy Gnome was fired, there were reports all over the place that Pam Bondi was about to be fired. The New York Times ran a huge article Thursday morning about Bondi and, of course, Jeanine Pirro's many failures, and how, of course, sources in the White House say that Donald Trump is raging behind the scenes, that all of his favorite women continue to fail him. Now, what's interesting about that is everybody, regardless of gender, is failing Donald Trump in this administration. He's only singling out the women, and I think we all know why. But he'll let Hegseth's failures, which honestly are far worse than any of the women's, he'll let those slide. You know, Marco Rubio, the gutless wonder, J.D. Vance, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he'll let all those dudes slide. Howard Lutnick, Scott Bessent. Their failures don't matter. The women's failures, on the other hand, Trump will not tolerate that. So Pam Bondi is likely going to be the next individual from this administration that gets reassigned, I guess would be the way to put it, with this administration. But here is what New York Times reporter Michael Schmidt said. The double whammy of dissatisfaction could mean her job security is tenuous at best. The larger retribution campaign, while having a big impact on law firms, having a big impact on higher education, and I'm not diminishing what has happened to these individuals who have been indicted and those people who have faced criminal scrutiny from the department, but it has not been the clean kills, certainly, that Trump thought it would be in terms of being able to do unto others what was done unto him. He also pointed out that some of these hardcore MAGA folks in Congress are now calling for Bondi's resignation because of the Epstein files. And he also pointed out the fact that Jeanine Pirro, not in the cabinet, but U.S. Attorney for D.C., her investigation into Biden's use of the auto pen has died. Gone. They wanted to prosecute President Biden for using the auto pen, but according to sources inside the U.S. Attorney's Office, there's no law against it. In fact, there's not only no law against it, there's actually a Supreme Court ruling confirming that, yeah, you're allowed to do that. So they can't find any law, any way to twist any existing law to make it seem like Biden using the auto pen, which Trump has already done repeatedly in his second term and, of course, did throughout his first term, is somehow illegal. So that fell apart, and Trump is pissed. He really thought he would get Biden on this. He's pissed off that James Comey can't be indicted. He's pissed off that Letitia James can't be indicted by anybody. Not that they physically can't be indicted, but his people are so incompetent they can't indict any of these people because none of these people committed crimes. So he's mad. He's raging. And the dominoes have started to fall. Christy Gnome, of course, has become the first high-profile member of this administration to be fired. And now that that seal has been broken, we will see others. Right? Trump has ripped the Band-Aid off. So bring it on. Let's fire as many people as possible, Donnie. You know you love doing it. Hell, that's your catchphrase. What are you waiting for? They're just going to keep letting you down. Now, don't get me wrong, anybody who replaces them will also let him down. But for the time being, these idiots deserve their comeuppance. And I am encouraging Donald Trump to please, hilariously, and in the most humiliating way possible, give it to them. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.